Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday. So, hope y'all are doing somewhere around the same idea that I am at this point because this is the most critical time for gardening. And no, I'm not talking about the harvest and I'm not talking about canning or anything of the sort like that. Most of your harvest is your summer crops is probably done. Your cold weather crops are probably growing, like mine are. I'm talking about getting your garden ready for next year. And this is going to get very crucial, guys. A few days from now, I'm going to walk you through all the steps for what to do. It's my next topic for preparedness month and the collaboration we're doing. So I'm going to kind of walk you through step by step. I've been doing a little out of character for me because usually I'll do one garden, complete it, and then work on the next. But so I can show you each step, I've been doing different gardens at different steps. But here's where the problem comes in, guys, and this is why I think you really, really need to start considering what's going to happen now for next year's gardening. I talked the other day, other people probably have too, about the, if you will, energy crisis in Europe right now, okay, natural gas. And we all know the story on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, getting natural gas into Western Europe and everything like that. There's not enough. That's the problem, okay? And all the countries in Western Europe right now are short of how much natural gas they need going into the winter. And considering it's used for heat, that's pretty much the priority for where the natural gas is going to be used. Here's the problem, guys. The other thing natural gas is used for is to make fertilizer for crops, specifically the nitrogen. Okay, and if y'all have been gardening any, you know NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That's the three numbers on any fertilizer you buy. 10, 10, 10, or 254, or whatever it would be. Okay, that's nitrogen, potassium, or I'm sorry, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Well, nitrogen is the nutrient, or if you will, the mineral, the element. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's not a mineral. It's okay. It's an element. Is what the plants need for green growth, and it is obviously the green growth that is important for the plant to photosynthesize and to grow. Okay, your lawn fertilizer, if you will, okay, is pretty much all nitrogen. Okay, usually it's like 25-0-0. Okay, your grass doesn't need the phosphorus or the potassium, it needs nitrogen. Well, if there's no natural gas, which means there's no nitrogen, which now means, and again, this is in Europe, and we all know this stuff starts traveling to other countries, the United States, Canada, wherever it will be, Australia, whatever it would be. But I'm going to get to that point in a second, too. If they can't make fertilizer, the farmers have no way to grow food. All right. Now, there is a company that came out over the weekend, Borealis AG, is slashing their output of pneumonia or of ammonia. Man, it's early. Because the cost of natural gas is so ridiculously high, they can't make it and lose money. Okay, I mean, that's suicide for business. So if there's no nitrogen fertilizer, now you have farmers who are going, I'm not planting because I can't grow anything. So why do all the work if I'm not going to get any harvest, right? Now, as an article I read says, and I'll just read this paragraph to you real short, a perfect storm of events such as declining Russian natural gas into Europe, triggering an energy crisis that now bears down on food supply chains in the UK and possibly Europe, has the potential to create widespread disruptions. As for the 2022 growing season, farmers might become hesitant to plant with fertilizer prices at high levels. Now, think about the problem this causes. If there's no fertilizer, i.e., less food, then what is there is going to be astronomically expensive. Like the Brits need anything else after their electric bill and their natural gas bill have gone up fivefold, that they need food to get even more expensive. Okay. But how it affects the rest of us is now there's going to be a shortcoming in food in Europe. What are all the countries in Europe going to do? They're going to call, hi, United States, hi, Canada, hi, Brazil, hi, wherever, whoever, hi, Australia, whoever grows food, can we buy some? We need to feed our people. And that's if we're at normal levels. If we have a natural gas issue in North America, in Australia, in South America, then we wind up in a huge, huge problem, okay? Because now you can't grow food. And we already know what's going on with, the animals. Oh my God, we've got to eat bugs. So, you have this problem. If there's no fertilizer, the cows are trying to eat grain, grass, whatever, the horses, et cetera, they need it too, okay? So if farmers can't raise hay, the straw, whatever would be to feed the livestock, now you have a double problem. So we're preppers. What do we do to solve this problem? Okay, first off, I hope to God everybody's growing something. Now, we're seeing the shortages ourselves, and the cost of everything is going through the freaking roof. We've got 5 seed boxes running around the country right now, which is great. Okay, and I'm hoping everybody takes what they need and put some other stuff back, and people can get a good variety of stuff to plant next year, because it may be the only damn thing you're eating. But one of y'all had emailed me today saying that they were looking for the little seed starter trays, 16 trays or whatever it is. Couldn't find them anywhere. Okay. Now, are they all stuck on cargo ships sitting out in Los Angeles Harbor? Probably. Okay. I looked on Amazon. There are some there, but every one of them says, 15 left in stock or whatever it would be. So at least when I looked this afternoon, there were shortages there. So if you need to get that stuff, get that stuff. Grab your seeds while you can get them. We've all saw the seed prices go up like crazy, and then stores taking them off the shelves. So if you can find them, get your seeds, because you're going to need to plant stuff. But how do you go about making fertilizer? All right. Now, this isn't a chemistry experiment. We're not going to know exactly what our NPK ratio is, but we know we need nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And believe it or not, food was grown for centuries before you could run to Home Depot or Walmart and buy a bag of Miracle-Gro or whatever fertilizer or whatever you want. So you need to know how to make it yourself. And it's actually really freaking easy. Okay, just nobody wants to do it. Nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen is what, like I said, makes the plant grow. It's the green stuff, all right? Save your grass clippings, save your weeds, all your plants that you're taking out of your garden right now. Start a freaking compost pile, okay? You have to do this. That's the only way you're going to be able to fertilize your plants. That biomaterial is extremely important, all right? Start a compost pile, start a compost tin, whatever it would be. I have my pile that I made last year at this time with all the food waste, with vegetables and stuff like that, not meat, okay, not dairy. Food waste, grass clippings, leaves. This is the best time of year to be doing it, because as you're mowing your grass, you are also chopping up and picking up all the leaves, so you're getting your browns and your greens all at once. It can't be easier to make compost than this time of year. All you gotta do is dump the bag, dump your lawnmower bag in a pile, and poof, you have a compost pile started. Now you can just start adding everything else. As you're pulling out all your plants in your garden, throw them in that pile. As you're pulling weeds, throw them in that pile. Let it do its thing over the course of the next year, because what you're going to have next fall to put in your garden is going to be very rich organic matter biomass that you need. It's just going to be high in nitrogen. Okay, there's the first thing. Okay, also going to be high in carbon. Potassium is real easy. This is also the great time to get this year. is it's the ash that you get from a bonfire. All right. And everybody's going to go out and we're going to have our wood burning stove going. We're going to have bonfires outside, whatever, this time of year. Save the ash, put it in a metal bucket because just in case there's any hot ash in there, you don't want to melt in plastic, and save it, seal it, save it, put it in there. It's great for your garden. You're adding the potassium. Potash is what it is, okay? Potassium ash. It's the same, that's what they're using in regular fertilizer is ash. Now, plants that you don't use it on, there are a couple. Anything that likes acidic soil. So, blueberries, good example. Don't put any potash around your blueberries. Also, don't put any potash around your potato crop because it will stunt, you'll get smaller potatoes. It stunts the growth of the potatoes, okay? The hardest one is phosphorus. And it's difficult, but it can be done. Phosphorus, the best thing for phosphorus is bone meal. Now, if you can buy the bone meal, if you ever tried go out and bone meal's expensive. A bag that's 2 pounds or whatever will cost you $8 or $9. Okay, you can make bone meal at home yourself. Any bones, beef are best, turkey's next, but you can use pork, you can use chicken, anything like that. Clean the bones, get all the meat, all the fat, everything off of it. Scrape the bones down, get them sparkling clean. Throw them in the oven at 400 degrees for an hour or so until they get brittle. You're just going to bake the crap out of them. Put them in a bag, get a hammer, break it all down into as small a chunks as you can get. Throw those small chunks into a food processor, into a blender, whatever it would be. Grind it up into a powder. There's bone meal. Now you have compost with your nitrogen, your bone meal, your homemade bone meal that you made with for your phosphorus, and your fireplace ash or whatever, fire pit ash for your potassium. You have now made what you're not going to be able to get. You're not going to need a ton of this. Okay, the compost, you're going to need a lot, but the bone meal and the ash and everything like that. If you can get a 5-gallon bucket of ash for the year, that's pretty much enough for any garden in a household, okay? Not for a farmer or something like that, but 5-gallon bucket's plenty for me, and I've got 2,000 square feet of garden, okay? That's it. You don't want to overdo it, but you're going to mix this into your soil. But it's really, really, really crucial that you start thinking about this. This is how people, for centuries before going to Home Depot, fertilized their garden. This is what they did. And this is what worked. And then, of course, the chemical companies came and says, well, hey, we can make this chemically and we can make money off of it and everything. And people stopped doing it. We have to get back to learning the old ways of doing stuff, because when this stuff isn't available to you anymore, because they're not making it or the stores close or whatever it is, you still need to eat. You still need to fertilize your vegetables. You still need, if those vegetables don't grow, you don't eat. You don't eat, you don't live, okay? So you need to start learning how to do some of this stuff now. It's crucial important. Start saving it. It ain't that difficult. Clean the bones, save the bones, throw them in a bag in the freezer and leave them until you've got enough that you can put a cookie sheet full of bones in the oven, okay? Obviously, everybody's not eating steaks and everything every day, but chicken thighs, chicken wings, chicken legs. Clean them, freeze them, bake them, crush them. You're done, okay? You're going to have a fire pit, a bonfire. You're going to use your fireplace. Save the ash, okay? This stuff's a free resource. Get your grass clippings. Like I said, mow your grass, bag it up. Literally, I was out raking up my grass clippings yesterday. My neighbor across the street was mowing her lawn and was bagging her lawn. And I asked her, I said, what are you doing with grass clippings? She said, I'm just taking them to the dump. I'm like, can I have them? Sure. Saves her a trip to the dump, and I get a bunch of grass clippings to throw in my garden, okay? That's the deal, guys. You need to be doing this, because if you can't grow food, you don't eat, you starve. And as big as our pantries are, it ain't gonna last forever. All right. Happy Sunday. We will talk to y'all probably tomorrow morning. Oh, no, actually, we will talk to you later today because I have the giveaway video I have to do. So, okay. See y'all then. Have a good one. Pinball out.